What is going on, my friends? Hey, Catherine, how's it going? How's things treating you? Oh no, everybody gets to see my milk and moon. Don't look. Oh, my controller's not working. Great. Alright. Not... What, you're still not seeing my... Goodness. Technical problems. You're the first. Yeah, Ruby's not even in here. I know that, Adrian said that he was having problems with his internet, so... I don't know that we'll see Adrian today. There we go. Now it's working. All right. Thank you. Don't tell anybody. Oh, no. There's Adrian. Adrian's totally going to tell everybody. You know, like a three. Well, do you think we should do Final Fantasy now or later? Which one do you think you'll have a better connection with it? It's a good thing that the waifu game doesn't take a high connection. That's the blessing in all of it. All right, so how's my raisins? Raisins aren't up there yet. I actually do need to start doing this stupid quest. I didn't get a chance to do it because of stupid waifu games. I have to quit the waifu game. I'm not getting things done. It's it's a drain. Take care, Catherine. Thanks for dropping by and saying hi. You'll drop one. Yeah, I mean, technically, like I think you said, it has better in game. Are they up there? I am not climbing. I'm gonna go here and just fly down. I don't know. So here's my current dilemma, and maybe you can answer me, Adrian. The whole wish list trick with the cards. It's cool, but at the same time, I'm afraid of doing it because it's almost like that whole pay to win aspect of like, I think I'm gonna, she was down there. Why was the marker not on her a minute ago? Whatever. I knew it was her too. But anyways, it's like what, $5 and you can literally get what? Essentially what, it's like four packs, right? So it's 4 times 5. But I'm gonna end up getting like everything that I want. And well, I guess there's a chance that you wouldn't, but I don't know. It's like, do you break the game that quickly? The part of the fun is trying to get them, so yeah, I did get Yai Miko, if that's what you're asking. I didn't actually show off her animations last time. I really like the hold animation because she does a little kun thing, and then she kind of just brings it down a couple times. Even though my screen won't stay zoomed in. Let me see. No, wrong way. Juke. And her quote unquote ears come up too, so it's kind of cute. And that's what I'm thinking of it sapping out the fun of it. If it spammed, yeah. I was kind of thinking of just doing it one for one pack and then leaving the rest. Just to kind of get, like, that last 1 or 2 characters that I really want in my group, my main group, and then building them up. Now that I'm done with that stupid 50... now that I'm done with that stupid 50 common cards in your deck thing. That was horrible. I'm literally not looking forward to doing that with rares and... No, I'm assuming uncommons, rares, legendaries, and then mystics. That's just going to be pain incarnate. Because again, like I said before, it's not... You don't just acquire the commons. You have to have them in your hotel. So you have to revive 50 mystics later at some point. Or have them in your thing, I guess. I don't know. Which I guess you do have like 200 slots, so... It's just going to be a lot of points or enchantment material stuff. Yeah, I haven't really figured out the whole raising their rarity thing. It was explained to me, but my brain couldn't comprehend it, I guess. Hey, Sudanshu, how's it going? Wrong way. You and your upside down world where you're morning time. I don't understand how that works, but I'm sure some non-flat earther would know how to explain it to you. Yeah, I got Yaimiko last stream. I got her pretty much built up. I want to get her a little bit better gear, but she functions. You giving up on the Final Fantasy thought? That's fine. I'll go alone. Should I wait off on doing the raid though? Alright, let's see. These are so easy with her. I think I have like 4 Ganyus now. There's still one Ganyu that I want. Oop. Easy. That Christmas Ganyu is still eluding me. What's up, Genghis? Well, the question I have, Genghis, based on our previous discussion is, will this new world that you take over, will it acknowledge or not acknowledge flat earthers? That's the big question mark. I didn't say pull for Yaimiko. I said I pulled it. But I'm not saying to. Are you trying to pin a bad roll on me? I'm not going to accept it. I should probably heal up. There we go. Beep. I haven't played with Jean in so long. It's actually really good. Oh, I thought you meant that I was making you do an actual roll. I'll bring it back out. I just didn't I needed somebody to break that stupid fire shield. There. I kind of want to raise up Yaimiko's regular attack too. Because the group that I have right now is like pretty much Mona dropping this so that splashes. Yaimiko's totems around it. And, of course, Raiden Shogun doing some triggers from that. And then, of course, shielding and healing with her. So I don't really have, like, somebody to, like, directly damage things. So I think once I set everything down, I just want to go to my Yaimiko and just drop all the attacks like that. I love her attack animations. Again, the Kon. I think my favorite animation for attacks is probably Yaimiko. I really like Yoimiya's. Who else? Eula's is really good. I really like Eula's attack animations. Beep beep. I already did that. Do it again anyways. I gotta get used to. I gotta get used to my party placements. I keep switching the wrong characters. All right, come over here. Come over here to the water. Come play in the water. Everybody, come play in the water. Check beam. Oh, he just ran over there. Come back over here. Death's over here. Come on. Ho ho ho. I don't know. It's kind of like steady damage setup, so I like it. Yeah, Eula is just like super majestic with her attacks. I really like it. I missed. Oh no, I missed her talents, didn't I? Yeah, Miko's talents was yesterday, wasn't it? Yes, bugger. No, it was Wednesday. God, my days are so messed up right now. It's not funny. Don't laugh at me. It's not funny. So if that's the case, can I do her weapon right now? I can. All right. Plan has been set. We're getting some teeth. I haven't done this dungeon in so long. Speaking of teeth, is my gadget ready? Gadget. Yeah, gadget ready. And I want to use these. These. Yes. Yes. I hate doing this so much. I hate this so much. Just activate. I have to sit here and do this. Oh, well, everybody can watch her shoot. There you go. See? Boom. Teeth. Your weakling playing with Shao. I mean, Shao's good. Shao's really good. Alright, so what was in here? Alright, water. So I can use this party. Let's have fun with this party. Don't laugh. You've already caught me in my worst moments at the start of the stream. I don't need you laughing at me more. That's what it is. I mean, it's like a combination of the whole issue with the website, the launch of the Discord, like everything at once, which honestly, the whole Discord thing has been like 1,000 times more better than I thought it would end up being. I thought we'd just get a couple people in there and it would go quiet. It's calmed down. I don't think it's a bad quiet right now. It's manageable, which is a good thing. Granted, the first day it was like, holy crap, if this is like how it's always is, I'm never gonna be able to keep up with anything. I like that sporadic back and forth with different chats. All right, let's see. Boop boop boop, and then do a oh hoo hoo hoo. I guess I did that too early. I think I need a fire unit. Oh, she didn't trigger that refresh. Get him, Raiden. Eat him. Okay, switch again. It's a fun gameplay style. It's not pulling crazy numbers. I mean, it's not Ganyu or anything, but it's fun. Bro, in the Discord there is a waifu game section, but it's locked something like not safe for work. Yeah, it's literally not safe for work. It's adult stuff, so only accept at your own demise. Now that's the funny thing, because like I knew it was going to be the game itself. Essentially, you can choose to have it non-safe or safe, and it sucks because a lot of the non-safe stuff is like not really bad. So we just kind of opened it all up and put a lock on it, so people can just choose if they want to or not. You're still welcome to play waifu game without going in that channel. It's just you have to go to their server, unfortunately. They have both versions over there. I thought about just making a non-safe and a safe, but then it's just going to split the conversation, and it locks you out of other channels because there's a limit. Pew pew. Think about fighting. Not being efficient. Not that it matters. Zappy zap. Zappy zap. Alright. Raiden Shogun going... It's like perfectly timed Raiden Shogun time. Just like last time. Oh, that died really quick. That guy died real quick. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, gonna wait till he gets his shield pop before I use it this time. Don't laugh at me. You're just like everybody else in chat laughing at me. That was too early, wasn't it? Oh, no. I didn't have my totems near him though, so I didn't do squat. I literally, if you guys are ever wondering what it means to walked right into that, that was the textbook example of I walked right into that. Actually did a backflip into it. One more left to turn to 18. I'm sure we will still be playing it as much as I said that. There's like 10,000 waifus, so and husbandos. I don't know, is it like 10,000? I think I've seen a number somewhere it was like 10,000. The card number was like 10,000, so I'm assuming they have upwards of 10,000 in there. There's a lot to collect and a lot of grinding. So we'll still be playing it. And then at that point in a month, your next decision is, do I really want to walk into some of those cards, because there's some extremely raunchy stuff in there. You have to be willing to see that kind of stuff. I did that too early. That's fine. Hopefully it'll come back up. Should quickly dispatch these. Nope, that guy's... Oh, I was like, where did he go? He was up in the air. Boop. Really bad at keeping these totems up. Alright, I'll switch so I can get that back up. Freezy freeze. I forget, does Mona's ultimate go through shield? Probably not. Alright, these are back up. I'm gonna assume not. Oh, I did not touch that. Rotten. Yeah, I need to keep her ultimate for this, because her ultimate burns these really quick. Okay, now I'll do totems. And then fire. Oh, get out of there. Alright, I think I have this down. think I know what I want to do. Stupid bubbles. Stupid bubbles. So close to 5, yeah. What did I say that's getting clipped? I had web gaming going pretty bad with that clip. It's just good when somebody doesn't know what they're getting clipped for. Catherine, none of you care that I'm a Bennett main. I don't find anything. Well, so your Bennett is your main DPS. Like you use him as your main DPS. That's crazy. There's nothing wrong with it. Like I told Webb, he was asking about characters. I'm like, well, honestly, you can main anything. Anything in this game can kill. I could probably main Diona. I tried once. It was kind of funny. I even did Barbara. Didn't work very well, but it works. It gets the job done eventually. Now you're gonna have a problem, killing ice units and stuff, but it works. The heck is that? Who's creating the bubbles? I didn't know these guys can create bubbles. Okay, check beam. I actually was doing a quest the other day and I finished off the mobs with Bennett. It was kind of funny. Nice. That, and then Raiden. No! No, don't walk into it! Get out of there. Get out of there. I hate the bubbles. I hate the bubbles. No. No! Get out. Get out. Get out. Okay, I said that I had it down, and the game proved me wrong. I think that's actually cool. I actually really do like... I mean, that's like... when I was really into watching streamers play this game, there was a point in that I was watching a lot of them that I started getting tired of everybody playing the same character. Obviously, it was always kind of around, okay, obviously Yaimiko's the new character. Well, no, not even that. You'd have basically whatever the last big damage dealer was, as they call it, DPS, damage per screenshot, which is not really the abbreviation for that. It's usually damage per second, but damage per screenshot. So whatever last character did the highest damage per one hit, everybody be playing that character. And so it was fun whenever you would see, like, maybe a lot of the free-to-play players were doing it. Well, technically the free-to-play players were just playing the best free-to-play characters. But every now and then you would see a stream where they're like, Diona main, it's like, that's a lot more fun to watch. That's why I try to switch up what characters I'm using whenever I'm streaming, just because I know it's kind of boring to watch Ganyu third-person shooter the game over and over again, even though she's really cool because of that. No! I'm always bad at avoiding those stupid bubbles. Always bad at it. Okay, I need to heal my characters. Get in the ice. There you go. I think I do need a main damage. Between the ultimates, it's like I'm not doing much. Almost considering putting Fischl in the group too, so she can turret. Just make a whole group out of off battlefield characters. Yeah, don't die. Okay, where'd he go? Okay, I want to heal and then switch. No! I hate bubbles. Stop. Stupid bubbles are annoying. Dude. What the hell? I'm just done pressing X. Jeez. And there's another set. Stop. I'm tired of the bubbles. I'm tired of the bubbles. Stupid game. So tired of the stupid bubbles. Just because. Golly. Y'all didn't see that. Guilty of doing that. To this day, I still exclusively use Ganyu as my main DPS. But at least try to switch out sports like... Well, and the other thing I was going to mention is I don't blame the people because the game is like... has a little bit of that element of in order to survive certain content, you kind of have to pour all of your focus on one character. So the issue does come is like, oh yeah, this is the character that I put all the best, you know, artifacts into, best weapon, and then all the other characters are like, you know, like her, where it's like nothing's built up, her talents aren't done, because it takes so much time to build each individual character. That's why I had a little bit of fun just going through and just ascending everybody. It's not like I can use them, but, you know, it's fun to at least build them all up. The sucky thing is now that I only have these 4 left to actually build up to 81, or these 5. Now I got to start working on artifacts, and that's just a... The artifacts is the worst, honestly. I'd love to play all my characters, but the artifacts are the worst to get. Anyways, said you... I at least try to switch my supports, like using Shinha to buff Miko's totems, and also giving Ganyu the cryo buff. Isn't Shinha... thought she was for Frost exclusively. You did this to me the other day, and I was wrong, so I'm going to assume that you're right again. I'm going to assume that you're right again. Oh, man. It just deals cryo damage. Oh, her passive talent does something? Okay, so that's what you're using it for. Dang it. I'm lost. That's fine. It wouldn't be the first time I'm lost. I just, for some reason, thought it was all basically... Well, I mean, it's technically cryo damage, but... being an addition. No. Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's what I want to do. That's fine. So, I don't know. Maybe if I can put down the waifu or a waifu game tomorrow enough time, I can probably work on the stupid quest that can do the boss. I need to get that done before the end of the week. Plus, tomorrow will be best because they didn't give us another reduction, which they should have, because now we have, what, 5 bosses now? Which are... it's at least 120 plus, what, 90? So 210 total resin just from bosses? Woof. I didn't put a character back down over there, did I? Alright, let's see. Goody. Okay. Okay. So how are we doing on the weapon now? Oh, wrong character. Weapon. Enhance. 3 blue. Was I doing bad on the blue masks? I think I was. I guess I'm stupid because I don't get that waifu game. Click for details and it doesn't tell you score. Yeah, it's not the most intuitive game. I think who was it recently that got into it? Was it Web Gaming that was getting into it, and it was like just trying to get a starter. He was like, it's not giving me a starter. I'm like, I don't know. I literally stumbled in it the first time, and that's it. I don't really remember exactly how it started. Blue masks, blue masks, blue masks, blue masks, blue masks. Yeah, I was running out of blue masks. Ugh, I needed to, like... This sucks. So, a while back, when I first started playing this game, I was literally playing this game 24/7. And what I would do is I actually, for all the more difficult to get materials, especially like whopper flowers, I actually set up a route that I would take every single day to kill certain mobs. And I did that like every day, and then I had pretty much more materials than I never, ever knew what to do with. And now I'm finally running out. It took a while. Keep going with the wrong character. Okay, send. If I could log into your account and do it for you, I would do it just to get you set up. Because I know that you probably want to make an entire team of editors, which you technically can. No, don't use those. Use these. Is there a max button? I thought there was a max button for this. I just have to hold down. Okay. Is my Bennett built for healing? It's built with attack, if I remember correctly. Because isn't the no, the buff is based on his base attack. I want to say that I built him for pyro and attack just to do some decent damage on the side, but no, I don't think he's built on healing. I don't know, I haven't looked at his gear in so long. I can look in a minute. 9 more masks. Benny boy. Or are you talking about Catherine's? Yeah, I just built him for damage. Pretty much. No, he's got HP, so yeah. He's on heal. Heal and then do Noblesse Oblige buff. So yeah, he's heal built. Which makes sense, because I think his heal ticks pretty darn good, if I remember correctly, so. Alright, I need 8 blue masks, right? 8 blue masks. Do I have enough for 8 blue masks? I might have to go kill Herald Trolls for the next 20 minutes. I'm gonna have to kill Herald Trolls, aren't I? If not now, for the next part. Oh, just barely. Barely. No. Mona. Yeah. Are you talking about his story? I ran into some video that was explaining Bennett's story, and it's kind of sad. All right. No, I guess I don't need masks. That'll take me up to 90. as soon as this thing fills in. Did a duo with a friend on the new quest, and I gotta admit, he needed to abuse his benefit. Poor guy was sentenced to always have his birthday. Okay, so that's what you meant. All right. I made the stupid decision where you read the last comment first. So Genghis, you were able to actually log into the, was it WG/WG Play or something like that, and then it takes you to the website, and then you got all signed in, and then did it even give you your choice of your first starter or whatever that you should refresh over and over again until you get your first Edis? You ran out of mats because you do the weekly alchemic table thing. The rate is wildly inefficient. Not really, because I've only really used the soldier coins. I've never really used any other ones. I think I don't remember. I don't think I did mass before. I've only ever really used the soldier tokens because I had like 2,000 of them. Yeah, these. I had like 2,000 of these at some point. I think I might have used the arrowheads at some point too. But that's the only two that I've ever used. Everything else, like masks and stuff, I've never used masks and stuff. I don't know, Genghis. Like I said, I'm just trying to figure out where you're stuck at. You have to go there, get set up, and it's supposed to give you a free waifu. And then all you gotta do is just do flirts and charms with the mobs, or the mobs, the waifus that pop up. So do I have gems to use? Yes, I have 3 more. I'm done with my weapons. So what else today? What else did I do today? Shoot. I can't do Yaimiko's talents. I don't know why I didn't max her. Oh, I think I was maxing out her weapon. I ran out of money at some point. Money is bane of my existence in this game because I hate doing ley lines for money. I absolutely detest it. I can raise up her weapon. She needs horns too. Alright, some more horns. Purple horns. WG play, and then you got, oh, you're to them. When I went to the site, all I saw was that I to add it to your server. Yeah, so when you go there, you'll hit login. It's going to ask you to authorize your Discord account. And why it's asking you for that information is because every time you do like flirts and stuff, it has to tell the server who you are, and so it needs that information to be on its database to reference to you that's your deck. I keep having a problem. This might be the problem that you run into. I keep having the problem where it wants me to authorize my account. It doesn't seem like it does anything. How many horns do I need? 6. Are you on mobile, or are you going into it on the computer? Oh, okay. Yeah, so just make sure that the site that you're going to is waifugame.com. It should have a login, and it should ask to link to your Discord. I think there's like I Google search waifu game and it takes you to like a login page where it asks like to host it and stuff, which is just kind of dumb. That stuff that should be stuff in the back end that people go to, not be something that the standard users would run into. Diona, Andrew, think Diona. We're going to weapon Diona. Diona weapon. Focus, Andrew. Let me see if it shows it on my screen in a minute. Enhance. Enhance. Alright, so 4 golds and I'm done. No? Yeah, I think I'm going to probably have to go back to there. Yeah, definitely. Definitely not going to have enough. No. That'll give me enough for 1. No, 2. Got extras. Yeah, I've been stocking up for a while. Pretty much every day that I'm doing, every day I'm doing the, I was doing the expeditions, getting material, and then I would just weekly be doing the crafting, forging. All right, so I need 2 more. So back over to here, and let me tab out and see if I can see that screen. waifugame.com. No, it like immediately logs me in. I wonder if I can log out. Sign out. Log out. So yeah, I think this is the screen I had. When you like go to waifu game, it takes you to PC/login. Then log in with Discord. Then it asks you to authorize it. Yeah, I'm not having the problem on the screen. Like I said, I think I've had the same problem you had at some point. I just don't know how to make it happen. I for the life of me, cannot get logged in on my phone. And my tablet took forever to get logged in. It was just super funky how their login system works. Alright, let's try something else. Let's do... Should I do a Geo team for the hell of it? I haven't done my Geo team in forever. No, because I haven't built up my Garo. I guess it's fine. I can do... Yunjin. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Restarting. We're restarting. We're doing Zhongling. Yunjin. Then... Ito. No, got it backwards. Yes, that. Yunjin. Sorry, I'm actually brilliant in my own mind somewhere back in the back end of it. It's just hard to get to the front. Who else? I think Benny. Just for Catherine, I'm going to put Benny in the group. Where's my Benny at? Benny boy. Bam. Got it. Now that I know that I have to go further, I'll figure it out. I just thought it was hosting the game on your... Like I said, it does have a link that does that. And like I said, I've ran into that before. I just forget how I got back out of there. Alright. Alright. Let's do this. Pretty active day for a Friday. I typically have like a very quiet Friday streaming. I think everybody's like tired and don't want to listen to me. I don't know. But I appreciate y'all dropping by. Oh, hey, that's right. I have Ito. Let me play with Ito a little bit. I never play with Ito. Ito's very interesting how he plays. Like, he's all about, like, getting, like, those little markers from throwing his cow, and then you just go crazy on stuff. But the cooldown on his cow is super long in here because of the stupid debuff. So I'm not going to be able to really use him much in here, so no wonder I don't want to use him in this place. I totally forgot about the cooldown increase that they have in this stupid place. It's like super terrible. That's why I usually bring Jean in here when I'm co-oping, just so I can cleanse people. Because that cooldown sucks. 30 cow. Or is it just normally his cooldown that long? No, that was a waste. Bam. I think Ito's like fun, but he's also one of those characters that he almost feels like he was built around having his constellations. There's a couple characters that feel like they design the character knowing that you're going to get the constellations. I think it's kind of broken. Like Hu Tao, I kind of think that she was built around the idea that she doesn't use stamina when she's using her her elemental skill. Stop! I have my ultimate out. Don't waste my ultimate. You piece of garbage. Oh, that's too far away. Oh, no, got him. Nice. Girl got some distance. 30 cow. Throw the cow. Throw the cow. There you go. Okay, yeah. Cooldown on his cow takes too long. Is it normally that long? Let's see. Yeah, see, it's only supposed to be 10 seconds. I was like, am I crazy? Alright, that is 7, so it's only gonna be two purples. Yeah. I don't want to do this group again. No, cancel. I've changed my mind. Maybe I'll play some Yoimiya. It's been a while since I played Yoimiya. Back in. Or I can try my Yanfei group. But I don't think my Yanfei has her gear yet. Let's see. Yanfei. No, that's not what I want to do. Can't I look at her gear? Look at her gear. How do I look at her gear? Do I have to leave? Okay. Yeah. Her weapon, nothing set up. I do want to build Yanfei though. I just like her for some reason. She plays weird. I like playing characters that play weird. Is Zhongli ready? No. God, I have to gear these characters up so bad. Alright, we're doing Yoimiya. Why is there no trailer for Tomodachi game? You're right. No, and maybe it might have been a teaser that I seen. I want to say that I seen one, but it could have been a teaser. Let's see. Yoimiya. Jean, because she does a cleanse. Jean is, like, super good in here. Drop him out. I need another fire unit. I guess I can go Bennett and Jean. That's fine. It's gonna be weird, though. I'm not used to this. There. Sorry. Sorry for the wait, folks. So I got Yunjin to give a damage increase to Yoimiya, Jean to cleanse and swirl, and then Benny to give fire damage increase to Yoimiya and to make Catherine happy. I'm out of chicken. I just realized I'm out of chicken. When did I run out of chicken? I gotta go kill Timmy's birds. Possibly his dad. Inside joke. Alright, whatever. I hate these bubbles. I hate these bubbles. I hate these bubbles. I hate these bubbles. Stop throwing bubbles. Oh, I got that stupid debuff already. If I cleanse it now, does the cooldown reset? It has a question mark. Don't everybody jump at once. Even Jean's cooldown is too high, so I can't get her stupid cleanse up. I haven't experienced this in so long since I always bring Ganyu in here, and she doesn't really need her abilities. Just stand in here and just kill everything. Oh, I ran out of cleanse. Stupid debuff. Debuff sucks. It's not even worth it trying to use elemental skills in here. Probably just best to bring somebody like Eula and just roast everything with pure physical. But these guys suck. Stupid bubbles. Stupid bubbles. Yeah, good for you. He's taunting me. I wonder how often that thing even triggers. Oh, I missed it. Son of a gun. This is terrible. I hate this stupid debuff so much. I hate these bubbles. I hate these stupid laughing jerks. I hate everything here. I'm running out of time. I'm actually gonna run out of time. Legit gonna run out of time. Nope. Okay. Oh, dear goodness. That was bad. I hate that debuff. Yeah, I'm getting there to the 5K. It jumped up quite a bit over the last week, so that's been fantastic. I think no matter what, that's like the last one I'm doing, unless I'm really really close. What's the most stressful thing about my job? Probably the unknowns. Like that idea that I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to the point where it's going to be self-sufficient, or if I'm going to have to get another job. That's probably the worst of it. Trying to build something's very difficult. Trying to capture an audience is difficult. Trying to rebuild a community technically with YouTube is difficult. I really don't do well with stress, so I try to ignore a lot of it. But yeah, just trying to be entertaining and not knowing if you're not doing something right. There's no metric to really go by in what I do. Let's see. There's comments sometimes, but typically, if somebody doesn't like your content, they don't tell you why. Then there's the problem that when somebody does tell you why your content's not what they want, it's not as if you can always. If somebody were to come to my channel and say, "You're not energetic and overly goofy enough," well, it's like, well, but that's not what I do, so I can't really do what you want me to do, unfortunately. A lot of people follow our podcasts and stuff based on the idea that they don't find us quote-unquote cringy or act fake and overly eccentric. Nothing against them, but a good example that I have that I give people is if you guys have ever gone to Twitch, there's a guy, obviously, that's very popular named Asmongold. And he has two different streams, one where he's Asmongold and one where he's Zach. And he literally has two different personas. When he's Asmongold, he is way goofy. Like, he is like a goofy 10-year-old. And people love it. And he's had a recent issue where he hasn't streamed so much on that stream so much. So everybody's upset because they're like, I like Zach. I don't like Asmongold. And he's like, well, I'm the same person. I'm like, no, you have two different personalities you're doing there. One is way goofy, and one is very chill. And we've always been kind of very chill, and not overly goofy. I like to be funny, and I like to be goofy, but I don't like to act. I don't like to force it, I guess is the best way to put it. How's it going, Christian? Thanks for dropping by. What was I doing? Oh, Diana. I was getting teeth for Diana. I swear I know what I'm doing. Diana. We do live in a society. It's many societies. But when you think about it, they're all technically one society. The human society. 9 purple lay thingies. 9 purple lay thingies. There. Did you get it, Genghis? We gotta get Genghis some Edises. A whole bunch of Edises. Genghis needs an entire party of Edises. And I think we as the Otaku Spirit Discord community, I think we can do it. I think if we pull together our powers and our forces, we can definitely pull it off. Diona. I keep forgetting what I'm doing. Diona. Enhance. I still need 11 blobs. 11 blue blobs. 11 blue blobs. I got that. 11 blue blobs. For Diona. 11 blue blobs for Diona. 11 blue blobs for Diona. Did you get a starter at least, Genghis? That was my big question mark. Or have you not got to that part yet? Yeah, TTV, we started up a Discord this week. Basically, long story short, our server for our podcast website had, like, I don't know, I think it was maybe some bad Taco Bell earlier this week and just basically died. And then we managed to get it up, but it had to get rolled back, and I decided at that point, with the fact that forums rolled back, with the fact that I can't keep maintaining it, we were going to drop the forums, but I guess the give and take I was going to have with the community is that I wanted to switch us over to having a Discord. So, and we've had Discord for a while. We just never opened it up to the public. So we finally decided to do that, and it's been a lot of fun. A lot of great people on there already. A lot of the chat's been great. And yes, we have the waifu game on there if you are okay with adult content, because there is adult cards in there. It's a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun making fun of some of the stupider artwork that's in there. Some of it just makes you question humanity, but we're doing it together. I think if I was playing the game alone, it'd probably be really boring and I would never play it as much as I do. But there's a community aspect to it. Having fun, helping each other get cards we need, laughing at really dumb cards, wondering why there's so many VTuber cards and Genshin cards and all that stuff. Recent podcast, you listen to it on Google Podcasts for the first time without it bugging out, so I'm very pleased. So when you, just to clarify that, do you mean by it's working better now than it has in past weeks, or that it's working this week? It was having problems earlier this week. Because I know we had problems in the past with issues with people accessing the podcast, but it was usually centered around if too many people are accessing it at the same time. The server's not like, it's not Google servers that I'm working with here, so if too many people access at the same time, it will bug out. Funny story. Funny story. So, the problem that we had with the website mainly centered around us trying to get it secured using Cloudflare. For those who don't know what Cloudflare is, it's basically a company that basically puts their servers in front of yours. So at the front is otakuspirit.com, the domain name address. That goes to Cloudflare. Cloudflare makes sure that people coming in aren't bad or it's not DDoS attacks. And then if they're good at that point, then they go to our server. Well, that screwed up everything. We lost our SSL, which is our encryption. And that just basically broke everything. I forgot where I was going with this. Give me a minute. Dog problems. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so my story. I actually had to go and rewind to figure out what my story was. I got so sidetracked. Oh. Anyways, so when I got the servers running back up again, I did not want to use Cloudflare again because I didn't want to deal with the same problem again. So I ended up going out and actually manually attaching an SSL to this website. So website's got encryption again. And what sucked is that companies that, refer people to you, like, say, Google.com, which is a big one. A lot of the DNSs that kind of, get people from their computers to you, that whole route to get to your website, if they notice that you used to be HTTPS encrypted, and now you're no longer encrypted, no longer secured, they think that you're trying to scam people and be malicious, so they will not let them to you anymore. So I had to get back to SSL. The problem that I had was that I could have just let it be. I don't really care people getting to our website. Nobody goes to our website. They go to our social media and they go to YouTube. They go to the podcast apps. But the problem that I had was that a lot of services like iTunes and stuff all had that HTTPS URL for where the podcast is, and that wasn't working anymore. So I ended up getting that SSL in there. Suddenly, like, I'm working on the website again, and I'm editing it. The website looks a little different if you guys have gone there yet. I'm working on it. I'm trying to change things around, and that SSL finally applies, and so that URL starts working again. And for a lot of people that have podcast apps that listen to our podcast, you'll know that there's a feature in a lot of podcast apps that say, download the latest episodes of everything that I'm subscribed to. So what happens the moment that link starts working again, my server was on fire. Like, I'm looking at the stats on the cPanel, which is like this kind of thing that you use to control the website. And everything's maxed. Like, everybody that had their podcast apps, suddenly the links start working again. Everybody was downloading the podcast, and it just literally set the server on fire. It was too funny. I was trying to tell somebody on our Patreon, hey, look, the link's back up. Your app should be working again, but you might want to wait because it's probably not going to work right now because the server is literally dying. It was funny. It ended up kicking me out of the cPanel. My hosting service wasn't even allowing me to connect to it anymore. That's how bad it got. Which technically makes me really happy because knowing that I can kill a server is great. It's the difference between HTTP and HTTPS. HTTP is basically it's hypertransfer protocol. So hypertext transfer protocol, which that's just gibberish for saying it's a website. The moment that they started getting very serious about HTTP, whenever you're connecting to a site using HTTP, all you're doing is saying, hey, how's it going, server? Give me the website. And they go, oh, that's cool. Here you go. Well, when they decided that at some point, people are watching you do that. So somebody can come in between you when you're asking for information from a server and just grab the papers and look at it and then hand it to you. And you're like, well, why'd you look at the papers? What the S does, what it stands for, is basically encryption. And what that does is whenever you go up to the server and you say, hey, server, I want the website, you basically scramble it so that it doesn't make any sense. And then you hand it to the server, and the server takes it, and they have this key that tells them how to unscramble it. So that if anybody sees you hand it over and they grab the paper and look at it, they don't know what it says. So it's just basically an encryption. I know that was a really long explanation to say it's encrypted, but I'm like that. I used to be in IT, so I like to over-explain things. I used to talk to some really old people when I was doing IT, so I default to over-explain stuff. But it's basically encryption. But again, the problem that came was that when I got SSL before, and I, from that point on, had that S on the URL, all the services like iTunes especially went, oh, you're encrypted now. Let me change the link inside of iTunes. Well, I can't change it back. They don't want you to change it back, so it doesn't work. So, am I done here? I don't think I have anything else to do on Genshin. Shout out to Yuki. Did you hear Yuki bark? Now she's laying down. She's mad because I didn't let her out when she barked. 5 million downloads in 10 minutes. I wouldn't say that much. I wouldn't say that much. In a given month, we can get close to... On our biggest months, we can maybe get close to that. But, yeah. It varies every single... And it varies on the podcast, too. I mean, I think a lot of our discussional podcasts are really fun for us and our community, but they're not really the big hitters. The big hitters obviously are like music podcasts, previews, first impressions, reviews. Those are the big ones. Even reviews are kind of down a little bit because I think, like I've told people before, um, anime viewers are very what's the best way? They move on quickly. So the moment you see a new season come up, everybody's just kind of like, new season, done with the old one. I don't care. Oh, your review's up? I don't care. The new season's up. And I know that a lot of YouTubers will actually bank on that, and they'll do their reviews like at episode 8, 9, or 10, just because they probably, I don't know them directly, but they probably know that when the season's over, nobody cares anymore. Unless it's somebody that's trying to either find new content or they're trying to seek validation for liking something. Yeah, I used to always download the episodes directly from the website. Really? I didn't know that. I mean, I know how many clicks we get on our website, but it seemed like a time where there was nobody using it. I know I had somebody that was contacting me at some point, was looking for links on the site. 2 years and they're bored with anime forever. There's the claim of it being a 3-year rotation of the fandom, which honestly for me, because I think there was some discussion in this Discord about specifically like Trash Taste. And obviously the ongoing joke with Trash Taste podcast is that, for those who don't know, it's basically this group of 3 anime-tubers that essentially moved to Japan, and they essentially work for, essentially a lot, essentially, they work for Bookwalker, I think, and they do a podcast there with them. And the big running joke with them is that they don't watch anime anymore. They're the biggest anime-tubers out there, and they don't even watch anime anymore. Well, I guess it's something that I understand, because I think that they're still super popular because they've moved on from anime, because they don't watch anime anymore. And I don't blame them, because they're super busy with all the stuff they do in Japan and all the different interviews they're getting into. I don't think they have to cover anime anymore, and I don't think they want to. I think they're basically the epitome of people who have moved on from anime. Yeah, Gigguk still watches anime, and I really do like his content. Connor technically never was an anime fan. I haven't watched too much of Connor, but he's basically just a voice actor, and he just covers voice acting, and obviously anime is a part with that. Anime Man, I don't think he watches really anything anymore. I watched their... I again, going in with the joke, I watched their episode where they talked about Mushoku Tensei, and it's like, holy crap, the big ongoing joke was that they're actually watching anime for once. And it's like, oh no, technically Connor watched one show, Anime Man watched half of it, and Giga already watched it. So it's like, okay. Is Connor into cosplay now? Or was he? Has he always been? Yeah, I'm not... Again, I don't really pay too much attention to them. I don't watch Gigguk because he's more aimed towards younger audience, with his very loud and explosive and just very OCD geared videos. Plus the fact that he somehow gets away with having crap tons of anime footage, and I can't stand... It makes me extremely jealous when people can get away with that, and I can't. I need to switch to a shooter. Is it a shooter? I forget how to use these triangle thingies. I might just switch over to Final Fantasy anyways, but... Connor does more cosplay and less it's JoJo? Wait, I thought they all loved JoJo's. Again, I stray away from the JoJo's. I acknowledge it for being pretty much the greatest anime of all time, but I can't. I'm too afraid of it. I mean, watching their fall, they're not. You mean fall from watching anime, or because I mean they're doing extremely well right now. I mean their podcasts are pulling millions, but at the same time, like I said, I think they're technically working for Bookwalker, because even if your channel is getting as much views as they are, it's 3 people doing it, and so thus 3 people. I guess it still technically equals to them each getting about 250,000 views, so it still works in the end. Let me switch 1 second. If you were an otaku in the early 2000s, what was it like? I'm trying to think of when my switching point was, because I was technically early 90s. Let me switch this real quick. I was early 90s anime fan, and then I dropped out of it around the early 90s or early 2000s. But it was basically BitTorrent. I'm not even going to hide from it. It was a lot of BitTorrent. The availability of anything was nearly zero. I've talked about the fact that the biggest issue that we had, late 80s, early 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, is that availability sucked. If you could actually find anime in a like a video store, if you could find it, you were dealing with VHSs that were 2 episodes on each, and they were, shoot, what, $40 to $50? Unfortunately, I was still working and had a life back then. Was that a good thing or a bad thing? I guess the big question mark. No, dude, I just selected the dude. I literally just clicked it. But yeah, it was terrible. And then, of course, so this is like multifold, because it wasn't just, the fact that it was only 2 on a VHS, maybe 3 if you were lucky. You also had the problem that, again, you have a 12 to 200 episode series. What were the chances that you were going to get the one that you needed? You would have, like, you look on a shelf and there was, maybe part 2, part 4, but where's part 1? Where's part 3? Sometimes they would overload how many they would give the first ones, but the later ones were always, like, less. So the store itself would buy, like, a good 5 copies of the first one, but they'd only get maybe 1 or 2 copies of the 10th volume. So it was always a big question mark if you were going to get what you needed just to actually watch the whole series. None of it was good. And so it was a time, I don't know why I did that card twice. It was a time where you just really didn't rely on them having it. And so when the moment that BitTorrent popped up, it was like, holy crap, we could do this finally. And again, you were technically getting series that those stores weren't getting. Nobody was going to be picking up a lot of those series. So it was a different time. It was definitely a different time. Now, the big question mark is, would I go back to that? I don't think so. I mean, I think the fandub community was absolutely incredible, and I think they did a lot better job than a lot of the companies do now. Yeah, you had people throwing in their own personal jokes in there. It wasn't like fan subbing was like pure. Like, no, fan subs were pure and they never mess with... No, fan subs mess with stuff. But there was things like the subtitle notes. I mean, there was I learned so much from subtitle notes. I kind of wish that we had maybe an option. I would love an option on Crunchyroll.com where you can select your subtitles, and then you can have like a check mark that says subtitle notes. And I know they're not going to do this, but if the subtitler actually cared for what they were doing, they could put those extra information in there, like that tells you what, you know, when they say ikitakimasu, what they saying. Those subtitle notes taught me what those kind of things were. And you just don't get that anymore because either they translate it to where it makes sense to English, or they just don't bother. They just assume that you either know it or you don't. But yeah, I didn't actually like the idea that... So here was the rotation of a person in the early 2000s. You basically, towards the end of the day, when you're kind of wrapping things up, you'll watch maybe some shows and everything, and then right before you go to bed, here is the important thing. Right before you go to bed, as an anime viewer back in those days, you would go onto your favorite torrent sites and see if there was a new updates posted for the shows that you're watching on a weekly basis. And then you would download the torrent, you would apply it to your torrent service of choice, and then you would essentially kill your internet connection for the entire night, because BitTorrent, for those who don't know what BitTorrent is, basically BitTorrent is you get a torrent which tells the client where to find a file. And not only are you just downloading a file, you're uploading the file. So everybody's basically sharing with uploads and downloads in order for everybody to get it faster from multiple servers. So you're not just downloading, you're sharing what you have to everybody else as well at the same time. So yeah, you essentially kill your internet connection. Everybody in your neighborhood hates your guts. They just don't know who's doing it. Basically, like, now how Netflix kills internet connections, BitTorrent killed internet connections back then, so. But yeah, it was annoying. It's very, very annoying, so. I don't technically miss that part of anime. Plus, technically back then, I didn't really have an idea of what was available. You never really had, like... There was, like, forums and stuff where you can get a good idea what was coming, but I felt like I was more disconnected from what was there, because you couldn't go to, like right now, when a new season comes out, I go to AniList, AniChart, I look at what's coming up, and I get excited about certain shows, and I'm just going to assume that Crunchyroll or Funimation is going to pick it up. Back then, you just didn't know who the fan subbers were going to pick up. So you didn't really look at what was coming. You just basically looked at what the fan subbers had. What was it? Shoot. There was one site that was specifically... all they did was Inuyasha. What was it? Cold Rolls, I think, was one of the more popular ones. I don't know why that just double hit me. That was kind of nasty. But, I don't know. But, again, it was 1,000 times better than going to random video store and hoping they have volume 1 or volume 2 of what you want, and then pay, if you're lucky, $30. Most likely 40, maybe $50 just for that one VHS with 2 episodes. That said, there's a damn good reason why I basically know every line in Tenchi Muyo. I know so many lines from Akira, is because at least back in those days, you just rewatch the same show over and over again, and you loved it to death. I guess you could say that was a benefit. I'm not I'm doing my cards. These guys probably think I'm terrible because I'm not doing my cards. It's funny because some of the subtitles in the US or English subtitles will have their names in front of the person talking, but I really haven't seen that for subtitles in anime. That's because typically with subtitles for like US shows, those aren't technically subtitles. Those are technically closed captions. Closed captions is not the same as subtitles, unless you're talking about something else. I'm assuming you're talking about closed captions. Because like closed captions also do a lot of phonetic stuff as well, and saying like applause and stuff. But they'll often say who's saying things because sometimes you can't see who's talking. Whereas anime is just subtitles just assume that you can hear who's talking, so they don't do that. That said, I kind of, to your point, I kind of feel bad for people that watch subtitles that are deaf because they're not really getting the full experience, are they? Does anybody know anybody that watches anime subtitled that's deaf? I'm really curious the vantage point of somebody like that. I mean, you honestly most of the time can see what character's talking, but sometimes you really can't. So you're kind of relying on the pitches for somebody that can actually hear. Tank gonna start taking damage. At least he's not like a Death Knight or something. Or y'all can have him buff. And you can have that. And you can have that. Here, Genghis, I can actually zoom in on this character because I'm not really in the fray. You can watch my character cast stuff. Whenever Genghis is on here, I'm playing my Reaper, and my Reaper, I have to see what's around me, so I can't zoom in. As I was mentioning, there's not... The field of view in this game is terrible. It is literally here to here, and it needs to be more stretched. I keep saying that I'm going to look up a way of changing the field of view just for Genghis, because I know he doesn't like watching this game because he can't see my character. Give him a hand. Okay, I'll shoot stuff. I'll be helping because I got to turn into a bunny in a minute. This boss is going to turn me into a bunny. But no, I specifically, a lot of the shows that I watched back then, I technically was doing... Let me think. Like I said, I technically didn't do that for very long. It was early years of torrenting that I was doing, or I want to say 2000, mid 2000s. I pretty much walked away from anime. I just moved out of California and didn't really have the same friends around me that were into anime at the time, so I kind of just stepped away from it and started playing World of Warcraft. So, playing World of Warcraft. And by the time I got back into it, we were pretty much half torrent still and half Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll had just gone legit when me and Chris really kicked up the podcast and everything, because he was really huge on it at that time. My doggies are mad again. Oh, no. No, I was gonna bomb that one. Right here. I got it. No, I got it. Double bomb. My Wi-Fi only stays on long enough to check the waifu game encounters, and I swear, at least it see the, you can see a legendary Ganyu? Is there a you're saying that there, you just see if there's a legendary Ganyu? Yeah, Adrian's mad because I've caught him on stream a couple times doing goofy things, so I think he's acting like his internet's terrible right now so that he doesn't get in the game. Especially when we caught him literally rescuing a tank with a tank buster on him right into him. That was bad. Plus, that was that Zodiac run the other night. The Zodiac run was not pleasant. Oh, these guys hurt the tank. I'm gonna have to heal the tank for this. I had to pay attention. These guys kind of hurt tanks. Yeah, he's doing pretty good. Probably just do this right here. Oh. Those were dark times. I'm just so happy that I caught that on the actual stream. I looked back on that VOD and I'm like, perfect. Of course, it was a little grainy. I'm still trying to adjust my bit rates and stuff to get a comfortable spot, so I ended up bumping up my bit rate a little more after that stream. Because I wanted to actually zoom in on you doing that rescue, but it was too grainy, so I let it be. It got the point across. So yeah, that's always been the fun thing whenever I talk about like my history with, not specifically my history with anime, but really my history of acquiring anime. It's very different than anybody else. Like every story that I hear, you know, like every podcast I've ever listened to where it's like my history of getting into anime, it's always like I went to college and they had an anime club and they were all trading these VHSs with, you know, hand-subbed anime that they were all trading around, and they had booklets and catalogs you can put down which anime you want to watch. My story was never that. I didn't have that college experience that literally every person has when they tell their story. Mine was literally, my friend he was very well off as a friend, and he shared the love of anime that he found with me. We watched a ton of shows together. Every show that he went out and got from import shop or whatever, we'd watch together over and over again. And then that pretty much turned into hoping I'd find shows in rental places in the cartoon section. You always have to find the anime in the children's cartoon section. And then that pretty much transitioned into me wanting to buy my own anime, which was ridiculously costing. Finally got, you know, out of school and got my own job. I really need to cleanse that, but he's dying so fast I can't cleanse it right now. Cleansing it. Thank you. Getting a job right when DVDs started coming out and starting to collect DVDs, including my Evangelion set. And then right into torrents. Because, again, it was either torrent or buy $50 DVDs or VHSs with a couple episodes on them. And yes, every now and then my parents going, why is the internet not working? Well, they honestly, they didn't care about internet back then. They were literally plugged in just for us. They didn't want to have anything to do with the internet at that time. That was like, that again, you know, late 98-ish, 2000, 2002, they didn't care about internet. It was just a subscription they were paying to make us happy. Did he say read Tell? Yeah, he's Tell. Tell! Watch out! Tell! Read the signs like it took me forever to read. Oh, okay. I thought he was literally going to stay there. Hey, at least I didn't rescue the tank buster. Have this. Oh, don't look. And that was the troubling thing. It's like, whenever somebody asks, because we get this question maybe once every 5 or 6 months, which again, we always like it because sometimes our answer changes and the people listening change. The question always comes up of do we judge people for pirating? And it's like, we really can't, because we did it. We're not on a high horse. We're not some magical people that have never pirated something. Because again, at some point, that's all we could get stuff as well. I mean, we encourage it if it's available on a legal service to do it, because it supports the industry. It sucks that it's supporting sometimes industries that are led by people that want to change content or put their own political agendas inside of their subtitles and whatnot. But it's still supporting it in the end. And plus the fact that most of the translators and voicers that are changing stuff politically don't get paid squat, so it doesn't matter anyways. But it was a thing, like, even like I mentioned before, we had that period of time where it was the only way of getting the shows without paying a fortune. I would have had to have a crazy full-time job, like maybe 5 jobs, just to pay for all the VHSs and DVDs you'd have to buy it yourself, because it wasn't available on streaming. And then even when, like I said, I had that break where I wasn't watching anime, and then I came back into it, like, you know, like I said, about the time that Crunchyroll was starting to go legit. And again, even then, it wasn't all available. So it was like, you're supporting it by watching it on a couple of the shows, but for the most part, you can't, because I really need to go back and listen to some of our earlier podcast episodes where maybe Chris was talking about watching stuff on Crunchyroll, because I want to say that Crunchyroll was probably only getting, I think when they first started, maybe 1 or 2 shows of the popular shows. They weren't getting much of the season at all, so you still had to pirate quite a bit. It wasn't until what, probably, when was it? I want to say 2016 or 2017 is when we had where pretty much every show was licensed. It took a while before we really did get a point where you didn't have to worry about what shows were being licensed. But it wasn't immediate. I know that for sure. Well, I assume torrenting was a thing of the past. Do you know if any websites still do that? I haven't heard. They're out there. They're not very popular. Now, the thing is, there was a give and take with the evolution of torrenting, so to speak. I'm gonna get Zodiac again. I know I'm gonna get Zodiac again. I'm gonna get Zodiac again. Please don't give me Zodiac again. But there's an interesting evolution in torrenting, and the idea that back then, the torrent health was in how many people had the file. Oh, thank goodness. Oh crap! Hold on a second. Oh crap! Making random noises so that this music doesn't pick up on the stream. This song for this fight is copyrighted. I got a copyright claim on one of my videos for this song of this fight. So there's no music here. But yeah, it used the quote-unquote torrent health used to be based on how many total people were seeding the file, basically. Seeding was people that had data that you needed. And it's funny that nowadays it's more about there's less people probably, but their connection speeds are probably so much better now, especially upload rates, which back then upload rates sucked, especially a lot of other countries, not United States. have very good internet infrastructures compared to the United States. I mean, obviously Japan has very good infrastructure because it's so small and dense rather than being like outstretched across countrysides. I can't get to you. But no, it's definitely still out there. I still see a lot of people commenting about torrenting, so I know it's there. I haven't really looked into it too much. I know here recently we kind of gave up on trying to find Katana Gatari to get picked up by anybody, so there really is like no choice but to torrent that one if you want a really good quality of it. What is that? What level is that? 89! I can get my new gear. Sure, there. Take it. But yeah, it's out there. Now, the big thing that I will say that's going to be different about now than before with torrenting, nobody's fan subbing. Like, you'll probably find somebody out there fan subbing, but nobody's really fan subbing anymore. What they're doing is the moment that it pops up on Funimation and it pops up on Crunchyroll, they immediately rip it and then stick up the torrent. I'd be surprised if somebody can mention to me that there is a fan sub group out there anymore, because there's no need for fan subs anymore. Now, what you'll probably have is there's probably fan subs for, yes, hentai, and for OVAs specifically. You'll probably still find a fan sub group out there that's probably still doing that kind of stuff. Shoot, that's like even the piracy sites. If you go to the piracy sites, you might find some subtle changes in the subtitles. Somebody that knows maybe what the subtitles are saying, and they realize there's something in there that needs to change. You might see something there. Things that are on Netflix, I think, are still getting fan subs as well, because obviously I watched Blue Period somewhere else because I didn't want to wait to do our review. So I watched the last episode somewhere. If nobody gets Mushoku Tensei OVA, I will be definitely finding somewhere a torrent. I will not be streaming that. I will find a torrent of that OVA because I want super crisp quality of that. So if anybody knows a good... if anybody knows a good torrent place that will possibly have that, let me know. Let me dump some stuff. My bags are full. Didn't some voice... I'm totally behind here, probably. Isn't that just a great connection there, Sutanshu? I mean, obviously the big kind of similarity between Final Fantasy and Genshin is Catgirl, so it works. Didn't some voice actors make a whole statement about anime being a luxury, and that if it's unavailable, then it's too bad? I vaguely remember hearing about something along those lines. Adrian, I will just be clear. I'll let Yuki shake first because she's been rolling around the ground for the last 2 minutes and she wants to shake. I will be very, very clear. And this is actually... I think if Chris and I ever do a sub versus dub video game or podcast, this will probably be included in it. I've grown a very strong dislike for... Yes, a lot of the voice actors, especially ones that work with Funimation, but specifically also a lot of the writers and ADRs, because I feel like a lot of the, especially voice actors in the anime sphere, want to think of themselves as Hollywood stars. Like, they have some sort of weird... There's some sort of weird delusions of grandeur or something surrounding the world of voicing. And I think a lot of that kind of probably has to do with, you know, some very passionate dub fans. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think just like the convention culture itself, I think makes them think that there's somebody that is more... more important than they think they are. And I think they're important. I think actors are important. I think writers are important. I think everybody that does a job is important. Even the server managers are important. As much as I have problems with server issues, web design, damn it, Roberts is the joke that everybody that has listened to our podcast knows for a long time, which I will definitely be getting a merch that says damn it, Roberts. Everybody has an important role, but I think the moment that you think that your opinion, that I guess criticisms of your work is invalidated by the fact that you think you're something special, I think you have a problem when you get to that point. In my many years of doing basically maintenance work, I've done IT work, I've done both corporate plus retail, mom and pop shop, tech services. I've been in sales. I've done so many jobs in my life from different positions, but the one thing that will always be front and center in my mind is accepting criticism, because you never grow if you don't acknowledge the things somebody is trying to tell you that you may be doing wrong. So I think this mindset that they're like deities that cannot do wrong, and that any criticism is obviously some sort of fringe group that everybody needs to point and laugh at, I think is a really dangerous spot to get into. And I see it's everywhere, but I seem to see a lot of it in the realm of, again, dub work, English dub work. Yeah, just technically the localizing group as a whole. And I sort of sometimes want to give them a little bit of leeway, because I understand that anime fans get a little crazy. Let's be honest. Anime fans get crazy passionate. And I think when that happens, they get a little bit... They have that struggle. I think a lot of those, again, especially the voice actors, they have a struggle when they realize that I was just at a convention where everybody was just cheering for me, and they were all happy to see me, and they gave me hugs, and they wanted me to sign their copy of some weird anime that they said that I was voicing and that I don't remember voicing. And then I get back to my desk, and suddenly I have a bunch of nasty emails saying that I messed up the dub and I need to stay true to the form. Obviously, this one email can't be right. It's got to be those fans that gave me hugs and stuff. Those are the people that were right. And that's where I think that disconnect really happens, is that kind of disenchantment I think a lot of them run into. And yeah, at the same time, I think a lot of them, instead of wanting to examine themselves, I think they just kind of lash out instead, which I think is just really dumb. It's like the old saying, it's biting the hands that feed you. Let's keep that in mind. Speaking of OVAs, how come it seems like there's less? There are less coming out. Mainly because a lot of the studios have transferred from smaller projects like OVAs and are focused on getting in on the growing trend of pumping out seasonal animes. There are still plenty out there. I think a lot of them kind of get lost in the weeds. Like, specifically, they just released pretty much all the Attack on Titan OVAs on Crunchyroll. Obviously, they did one for Girl from the Other Side. Again, the OVA for Mushoku Tensei. There's still a lot of them out there, for sure. It's just, I think a lot of the studios aren't really focused on things like that. They're more focused on trying to get seasonal anime out. So I think there's that's obviously where the money is. They want to have a TV broadcast television series, not an OVA. I don't know if that's... I'm curious if that's more because of a shrink in sales of physical media, because if you think about it, an OVA is technically... It's a DVD or Blu-ray that they're trying to sell in a store, and they may see a lot of that stuff is going downhill, and so a lot of them are banking more on full seasonal anime to get on television with advertisers. No way did you just get spoiled on Devil's a Part-Timer from the waifu game? I was wondering about that because I've got a couple cards here recently that were literally just comics. Like they were from the manga. They're panels ripped from the manga. Now, yes, a lot of them are from doujinshis and are more of the questionable type, but yeah, there's a lot of them on there that are just literally ripped right out of it. Well, there's also covers, technically, light novel covers, which there's cases where light novel covers have spoilers in it. I mean, Spice and Wolf has that, honestly. So, yeah, I was kind of wondering if I should start being very careful about what covers I look at if there's a cover. Dog's mad again. That's not my dog. I can't control that dog. So yeah, can you? No, you can't block cards, so it's not like I'm going to be able to avoid seeing that card that you're talking about. Where did I miss? Seems like a good way to test or try ideas before committing to a season. Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of that. I honestly think that Ancient Magus's Bride was probably gauged how well the anime would do for Ancient Magus Bride by the OVA. So I wouldn't doubt that was something that was kind of test watered. I also think that. What was that other show? The one with the mangaka. The mangaka show. They technically had Shaft do an OVA for that one. They may have been able to gauge interest in that series based on that OVA. Again, I think they probably tried with The Girl from the Other Side. I'm not sure how well that OVA did, but I think that's definitely the case. OVAs used to be really huge back in the day because, again, they were pumping a bunch of budget into shows in the late 80s and the early 90s. And a lot of those, there was a lot of collectors for video back in those days. So, again, that was all pre-market crash of anime. So, they were pumping money. They didn't want to wait for things to go to television broadcast. They just wanted to get the VHS out there and people to buy it. Someone made a video talking about the fan subs for Komi because the Netflix subs weren't the best. There was a lot of writing that wasn't translated. Literally none of it, Robert. They only really translated the spoken language. And the problem that obviously comes from Komi-san Can't Communicate is that because Komi can't communicate, a lot of dialogue was done through either there was, what do they call it? Flavor text? Is it called flavor text? Basically a character standing there and they start, say they start dancing. You would see, like, in katakana right here, it would be saying, dancing or something like that. But it wasn't so much that kind of flavored text, which I think is, not here nor there. You can get an idea that when the character twitches, the katakana next to them probably says twitches. The problem comes is when there was some cases where the character would have, like, a small bit of flavor text pop out from the side of them, and it would be something like, is unsure they should do something. So there's literally body language of the character is creating katakana on the screen, and they're not translating it. It's literally telling the story there. But yeah, like the biggest issue with Komi Can't Communicate was that first episode. because there was so much context in what was written on that chalkboard, and to not have that stuff explained or translated is the issue. What was translated from Netflix on the chalkboard for Komi-san was specifically her saying, you know, I want to talk and I want to do this or that. But what wasn't translated was a lot of the text that was explaining essentially everything Komi-san has been thinking about and wanting to talk about for the last probably 3 weeks that they've been in school for that year. So while you get the idea from their translates that she wanted to talk and that they talked a little bit about, you know, should they go to class or not, what you're missing is that she has been wanting to talk for a long time. And that's spelled out by, again, everything that she's now talking about to him that she's been wanting to talk about for the last few weeks. All of her insecurities. Some person walked up and she wanted to talk to him about the weather or something like that. All that stuff was not translated. Does it break the show? No. Does it make it better? I think so. It adds context, and context is very important, especially when you have a character that doesn't get many chances to give her context. So I ended up watching at least the first episode on there, and on a fan sub site, and it was really cool to learn that little extra context, and it kind of expanded her character a lot just knowing that information. I didn't watch it elsewhere, but for the last episode because Netflix didn't have it. The rest of the show was fine without it because they didn't really write too much. There wasn't an explosion of stuff that needed to be translated anymore. Okay, back to roulette. Back to roulette. Healer, yes, thank you. Oh. That statement sounded like the worst of takes, like it's beyond condescending to those that simply cannot legally obtain a product that they want to get. In reference to your previous statement about them saying that we're basically not owed stuff and that we should be, that's a privilege. Yeah, again, it goes back to what I said. I basically ranted about for way too long, but that idea of just feeling like they are... It's like the statement that Chris makes a lot, and I agree with it. It's gatekeeping. It's gatekeeping at its best. Did I just totally... I thought I clicked on it and we were waiting for somebody else. I feel bad now. But yeah, gatekeeping. They feel like they're so special. Like, you're never going to get the show unless we do it for you. And the problem with that comes, just like Chris always says, just wait. Just wait until the fan sub communities come back. We don't need you. We have done anime. We did anime ourselves for what? At least 15 years. Because like I said, it didn't take until like maybe 2017 before they started getting everything. Yay, dungeon where I have 2 spells. If I can type on this crappy keyboard, I'll say hello to them. I hate this because I have literally like 2 spells. I'm just gonna throw this little EBD heal on him. So yeah, just we basically from what I don't know, probably would say I would have to look. I'm not sure exactly when torrenting really started kicking in. It would have been the same time things like Napster and stuff came out. But ever since from then all the way until now, or until at least 2017, we were handling it. Well, fan servers are handling it, but we as a community were coming together to get the shows that we wanted. I'm sorry, you got 5 good years of you guys doing some decent job while technically some people are still torrenting. We can go right back to it. We don't necessarily need them. I would be if it gets to the point where a lot of them are really like that, and they start again putting too many changes and really affecting the culture and what is being translated and gatekeeping what comes over here, things like interspecies reviewers saying no, we can't have it. Bullcrap. We'll get it. People, look, there was another example of when the fan servers kicked back in. Interspecies reviewers, nobody had a problem getting that. We were perfectly fine getting that. And again, I technically recommend to people that do buy Blu-rays and do want to support non-censorship. Right Stuff got it. So it's basically voting with your wallet buying something like that. But yeah, the moment they start gatekeeping and making that very obvious, we'll walk away. It's not going to be that. We're not going to cry over losing Crunchyroll or losing Funimation. I would appreciate them being around because the studios technically do, well, the producers technically like the money coming from the streaming services. They do like that initial injection of money that they're getting, but not needed. Hey Ruby, welcome to the stream. Why must you sleep through everything? I don't know. You're tired? Is the waifu game screwing with your sleep too? I mean, I've granted, again, I technically got into a rhythm of staying up late because I had the website problems that was keeping me up all night, but last night I forced myself. I literally said, okay, I'm going to bed. I gotta get up early. I got stuff I need to do. But we're all blaming on the waifu game right now. Adrian being sad the lewd you do. Was it like a lewd spoiler? I don't know. I don't want to know. I'm gonna watch the show. I'm assuming it's later stuff because that's the only way I can see you being spoiled, because I think you've watched it, right? I don't want to know. I don't want the spoiler. Shimo, sorry I'm getting to your comment late. I'm trying to get caught up on the comments, and I'm talking too much with each comment, so it's taking a while. But welcome to the stream. Thanks for dropping by. Hey man, discover you through your Hike Monogatari reviews. Just came here to say it was great. Well, thank you. Thanks for watching those. They were my most difficult one, and I kind of dropped off on them very quickly. But I really enjoyed that show, and it's definitely one of her best works. I really do love Yamada. I think she's fantastic. And that was technically the first of Silent Sorrow that I actually liked. So definitely a series I recommend people. No, wait, I'm trying to read chat. Don't, no, come back. You're just gonna pull everything right into the boss, aren't you? That's fine. This stuff dies so fast now. All this stuff is nerfed. I'll stand next to you. I'm just gonna spam heal while I read chat. Hopefully nobody else gets aggro. Always gets resisted. I can never take a dub in those channels without the Demonair. Oh, you're talking about a dub? What's a dub in waifu game? I remember saying that. I remember saying once that English voice actresses were starting to sound too much like each other. And one of them absolutely snapped back at me. It's true. It's true. Oh, man. I recently listened to... if you know, you know. Oh, God, this guy. Okay, he's good. We're good. I just have to remember that I don't have all my spells, and I literally only have one spell, technically. There was a recent podcast that was released with 2 voice actors in it, and if you know, you know. And I literally had that problem where I was like, so which one is talking right now? I had the same problem. Now, and And to be fair, I've heard a lot of people that love dubs who say the same thing in reverse, that they've listened to subtitles and they think that all of them sound the same. All the Japanese seiyus sound the same, which I would probably say doesn't surprise me, because what I usually pick up on from different seiyus in Japan is quirks in how they say things, how they draw, where you can sometimes hear certain seiyus, you know, their voice is more in their throat, or it's more in the back of their mouth, just like Americans and just like any other country in different native tongues. Is different people will have different draws and different inflections in their voice. And I think it may be something that you just don't really notice until you catch that one say you really like. That one moment in a show happens and you completely go, wow, this voice actor or voice actress pulled this scene off so well. Who is this person? I really like their work. What typically happens is you'll find a scene that you really like. Here's a good example. How did we learn about Aoyuki? Everybody hears, if you guys have ever listened to our podcast or watched my videos, you know I love Aoyuki. From what I remember, where did I learn who Aoyuki was? Aoyuki came onto my radar, and opposed to what Hime from Crunchyroll believes, Aoyuki's been around for a long time. For some reasons, she said something like she believed that Kumiko was her first big role. Like, no, Aoyuki's been around for a long time. Most people, I think the general public fandom, probably knows her from Tanya the Evil. I learned about Aoyuki with Clementine in Overlord. So the first season of Overlord is where I think I've heard her before, but that was the role where she stood out. Unless it was Seraph of the End. No, I think Seraph of the End came after Overlord Season 1. But it was a scene. This random girl pops up in Overlord. She has one fight scene with the main character, and then she's gone. She showed up for maybe, what, maybe 1.5 episodes? I think she was literally in one episode and died. She showed up for one fight, and that was her only role in that show. But she played Clementine so well in that show. I watched it multiple times, and the character's like statements stuck in my head. So when I ran into Aoyuki later on, I immediately said, "That's Clementine." And then I started looking into who is Clementine, and eventually got to the point where I kept hearing her in places because I remember her voice and I remember her ability to speak and her inflections, what makes her unique. And then Aoyuki's basically a Kendra Suda female version. She's got that Yakuza voice if she ever wants to let it out, and so she's very unique in that regard. And I think that's where people get an idea of the differences between voices. So yeah, if I fart on a dub right now, they're probably all going to sound the same to me. And I think, again, that's what a lot of people end up having an issue with subtitles as well. So it doesn't shock me. But at the same time, I feel you, Gigas. I totally feel you. Active dogs tonight. You lost a Lewd Ganyu. Is there a Lewd Ganyu out there I need to look for? Maybe I'll check it in a minute when I get done with this. I'll give it to the newbie. Here, take it. Pass that one. You can have it. 2 comms. Oh, I did Zodiac last night, and I think it was 6 comms. So I got 6 out of the 7 comms. I was like, yeah. All right, where are we at here? Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about, Adrian, but I don't want to confirm it nor deny it. So I'm going to it's one of those things where I've seen something and I'm like, I'm just not going to assume where that came from. I'm just going to move on. But it is there. Yeah, I think I've seen it too. But no, I think I'd seen it first when looking for to buy the volumes. Adrian, you're going to start getting the subs so you can sleep again. Robert says torrenting was way after Napster. I googled it. I guess the first client was in 2001. Are you sure? Because technically the idea of Napster was a torrent system. BitTorrent, Napster. What was the other one? They all basically use the same technology. Well, no, Napster was direct download, wasn't it? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. It's been a long time. I mean, based on year 2001, that's literally 21 years ago. My gosh, I feel old. Oh, Jeffrey left. Sorry, Jeffrey. Missed your saying bye. Gosh, y'all make me want to look at the waifu thing to see if I'm missing something. Saving all your stuff to second to send your Miko. Oh, there's a female Goblin Slayer? I've been seeing a whole bunch of female Rudius on Twitter, and I like it. And I don't know if I said this on stream or not. I almost wish that Rudius was female, because then probably nobody would have ever had a problem with her. Is that Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Genghis, Adrian, tell me, if Rudius was female, that would have been anime of the year last year. No doubt. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me Mushoku Tensei would not be anime of the year last year, and probably all over Anime News Network as being the strongest female character ever if Rudius was a female. Rudiko for the win. Am I wrong though? I'm gonna totally make a video on that. I have to. I've already made everybody mad doing my defending the indefensible, but I think I need to do a video on what if Rudius was a chick. I'm totally gonna do it. I think it'll be fun. It'll be a fun talk. Yuki, relax. Let me go take my dog out real quick. Or let me teleport to a place with good music first. The place I always go to when I go AFK. Hold on, Yuki. I'm coming. I'm a-coming. Is Genghis still here? I want to know Genghis what he thinks. Alright, give me 1 second. by Lube Ganyu, are we talking about the cow one? That's lewd? I was expecting something more. I feel like I've been trolled. I don't like being trolled. Sure. Fine. Okay. All right. Let me go get my weapon. I need my weapon. I need it. Is my mouse messed up? Click. Why can't I click it? What's wrong with this? What is going on? Why can't I click it? I'm Reaper at level 90. Oh. I'm dumb. Sorry. Dumb. I'm fine. Oh, I thought, are you gonna try? Is your internet good? Yeah, come join if you don't, if you think you can move well enough. Good for now. Yeah, jump in. I'm more than happy to have you rescue a tank buster for the stream. So, fun stuff. If you get kicked, you're out though. So if you drop, then I'll just tell them they ain't coming back. So who's gonna confirm that the quote-unquote Lu Ganyu was just a Ganyu with the cow bikini? Let me go back on the chat here because I know I skipped some stuff. Genghis says, damn, Japanese all sound the same. They're all speaking from foreign language. Foreign language. They think that they're Chinese. Them Chinese cartoons with them Chinese and their ching ching chongs. I'm starting to get a little bit into Chinese, by the way. No promises whatsoever, but with the increased amount of shows with characters that have Chinese names that are from Chinese stories, it's forced me. Like Thunderbolt Fantasy was like, holy crap, what are these names? I can't figure these. I end up like naming all the characters after whatever they were, like the Trickster and stuff. First notice Aoyuki and Madoka. That's right, she was in Madoka. That was the first one I saw her with as a main Seiyu. There's another funny thing to put in that whole thing of like, Kimiko was her first role. It was like their award ceremony. They did like some Twitter podcast thing. It was like, oh, please, no, don't say that. I know that's, I feel you because I do that with podcasting. I make mistakes, but dang, not my Aoyuki. What are they gonna say next? That Chloe and Vanitas, Rika Jimia's, that was her first role. Clementine was awesome, but I had no idea who her Seiyu was. And that's what I mean. I think I didn't know who it was either. It's just my whole point was that was the first time I heard her and went, whoa, who is this person? She sounds so different than anything I've ever heard before. And then, yeah, Cruel Tempest was like, holy crap. Same with Kendra Suda. Technically, Gangsta, I think Brandon, was the first, or not Brandon, Nicholas was like, I think the first time I heard him and went, whoa, who is this guy? Rob says, I have trouble remembering the voice actors between the shows. Sometimes I'll recognize someone, but not know where I heard them. And that's what a lot of fun that I have in, is like, I hear somebody and I go, whoa, this sounds familiar. Yu Gahama, like, I have trouble remember her actual Seiyu's name, but it's like, I keep hearing Yu Gahama and I hear Yahalo, and I'm like, I usually just say like, oh, that's Clementine, or oh, that's Yui Gahama. I don't always get their names right. The site says Aoyuki did Futaba. Yeah, I think so. If Napster was different, like I said, I think it's probably that there was another service that was like Napster that was doing BitTorrent version of it. So that's, I think, where I make my mistake. Genghis, I was asking if you're back or not. Yeah, you're back. What I was asking Genghis is I was posing the question because I ran into the female version of Rudius that the artists are drawing. Unless he's part of the story somehow, which I don't want to know if that's the case. If there's like a point in the story where he gets reborn again as a female, I don't want to know. I'm just saying that I'm seeing a lot of art of a Rudius that is female. And the question I was posing is, if you, Genghis, can follow me on the idea that if Mushoku Tensei, sorry, if the story itself starred a female protagonist, if Rudy was a female that was abused in her previous life, got reborn into another world, she's hella pervy because she's been watching Fujoshi or something, or Boy Love manga or something, how much you want to bet that show would have been Anime of the Year last year, and every news site would say that she's some strong character that is growing and getting a new leaf in life and a strong character? Is there female Rudius stuff on Waifu game? I gotta look. That would have been for sure. That's the sad thing. It would have been so different. I'm totally making a video on this. I think it's just hilarious thought process. And I don't know anybody would be able to argue it. All right, remember how to play this class and not get killed. Sorry, Genghis, gonna be zoomed out. Have to. You're looking at waifus anyway, so it doesn't matter anyway. So fine. Especially since Adrian might be dying, so I gotta make sure that I pick up the slack. No, you're gonna do well. Your internet's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have no problems. We are good. Okay, we moved over here way too early, but I guess it's good to be safe than sorry. Oh, we got a summoner in our group, so we have to deal with big, huge summons covering up the screen. Okay, he's coming. Yep. I keep forgetting to drop my stupid error messages. We're moving way too early. I'm waiting for the spout. There's the spout. Okay, now I'm gonna move. Oh, that was close. Almost touched the wall. The wall of death. Oh, I didn't even check what other gear I need. Oops. I think I got my chest piece. I need a helmet. I know I need rings. I think. Gloves too. Alright, fun part. I'm being sarcastic, not fun part. I really need to move this. Trying to reach this, I never can. bunch of AoEs on everybody. Next, the knockback. Biscuits. And again, for those that are listening to this that do not like Mushoku Tensei, I don't care that you don't like Mushoku Tensei. Everybody is welcome to like what they like and be uncomfortable with what they don't want to be uncomfortable with. My whole perspective is just not enjoying people discounting art because it makes them uncomfortable, because not everything is for you. And Rudius is a man-child, and that's the whole point. Rudius is a man-child, and that's the point. And comedy is supposed to be offensive. That's why it's funny. Oh. It's got a cone coming. Oh, you're already over here. You're like, whatever, dude, I'm right over here. My blazing fast internet speed. I gotta move first. I gotta move first before anybody else. Poor Adrian's like, I gotta come over here like an instant it happens. And then by the time it actually happens, I'll be there. Oh, where's that? Oh, it is. I like that speed buff. I must have a, is it Scholar? It's so funny. Reaper's kind of like why I loved Summoner. Or not Summoner. Initially what I liked, like, grab the ones that I want to grab. Now there's none left. Why I initially liked Samurai was because they felt like it felt like a rewarding class. It was a class that you essentially build up your combos, and then you have like this really big finisher. So you're working into something, and you have that payoff at the end of it. I kind of feel the same way with Reaper, that you have like this moment where you get this Enshroud, and you start going crazy, and the damage is crazy, and then you have that big finisher at the end of it. So kind of want to go back and pick up my Samurai again, but I think I've decided I was going to do my Dancer next. Because they made Dancers better. But I've got a stack. I don't think I'll be able to get to it in time because I really do plan on doing Elden Ring, so if anybody's curious, I'll probably be playing Elden Ring. What is that, 24th? I don't want to go there. Wrong button. No, run, 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 run. I noticed it too late. I had it. I was doing good. Hey, Con, how's it going? Hey, Lance. I don't know if I seen you earlier. Oh, this sucks. Oh, my damage is gonna be terrible. I'm gonna die. Yep. I popped everything. If you have PS5, Ruby, I'd probably just get it on PS5. Okay. It sucks that I still have the debuff, though. Because I got it from earlier. knockback. I watched people play on the PS5 and it looked really good. Well, if you like modding, I guess you'd want to get on the PC, and if your computer's good enough for it. But yeah, typically, if I had a PS5, I'd be getting on the PS5 just because I want to stream it, and I won't have to worry about the resources being taken up by the game to do streaming. But we'll figure it out when I start streaming it. But yeah, if you like modding, get it on PC. If you don't care about modding and you want stability, definitely PS5, because it looks, what I've seen, it looks really incredible. So PS5 is a powerhouse. It's a strong powerhouse. So it's sad that it's extremely loud and hard to pick up. If I streamed on if I got a PS5 and I started streaming on it, I'd be having it like in probably my closet next to my computer. Because of the wind tunnel sound. I had to figure out how to like hook up a I don't know, some sort of vent inside the closet so I can breathe. And that went well. We got it. No worries, Adrian, you got it. I think if he dies, thank you. Alright. Sure. Alright. I have that already. I got my chess piece, I think. So pass them those. There's no helmet. Darn it. And I can't switch classes to see what I need. Let me see if I can do this. Like I said, I think I got the chess piece already. Oh, crap. There. So yeah, 580, got the chess piece. I think I need gloves. Did I get the leggings already? See if everybody passes by the time I figure out what I need. 570 legs. So I haven't got the legs yet. Legs. Okay. Got it. Did you get a gear? Take care, Genghis. Thanks for dropping by. One day I'll actually play this game. You should, Lancer. Lancer? Why do I say Lancer? Lance. It's a commitment, that's for sure. It's one of those things like I think Ruby has this issue where it's like he wants to kind of jump in and do the stuff that we're doing here, but he's still doing the story because the story is a long investment. But like I told him, it's like, no, just enjoy the story, play through the entire game, don't rush it, and don't, get skip bottles or whatever to skip the end of it, because it's got a really, really fantastic story. Well, Final Fantasy XIV is literally like the most MMO. Like, you can get into MMO stuff in this game, like doing the high tier raids, but for the most part, most of the game you just play it by yourself at your own pace. When you're doing the main story and you're leveling up, besides doing dungeons every now and then, you're basically playing it by yourself. There's no commitment to other people or anything like that. So I mean, the social aspect is there, which is enjoyable, but it's not something that you need to actually devote 8-hour raid nights and stuff to, which I do enjoy because I got way into that with World of Warcraft, and it's something I never wanted to do again. So There it is. There it is. Click. Exchange. Gosh, 7 weeks. 7 weeks to get that. So crazy. Ugh. The grind for the weapon is terrible. Alright, and I have my tokens. Where is Reaper? Right there. 590 Reaper. I'm the same way, Adrian. Here recently, I've been kind of considering doing extremes, mainly because I want to do them for the stream. But, like, if it weren't for the stream, I wouldn't be thinking about it. I really don't have the patience for it anymore. I don't like the sense of... I don't like unforgiving stuff. And I just said that when I said I was going to play Elden Ring, but from what I understand, Elden Ring's not as bad as most of the Demon Souls type games. Or Dark Souls games. I don't like things that feel too punishing, and it feels like you're letting others down by failing. I really don't like that anymore. Again, I used to be really into it with World of Warcraft. I used to do all in-game content World of Warcraft. 8 hours a day playing that stupid game. But I just don't do it anymore. I don't need that no more. That on. Take this out. And then I did that. And just because I got it, I want to display it. I want to show it off. It totally matches my outfit, right? It's pretty awesome. It's like, I think, my first scythe that I've gotten that I actually like how it looks. Now I just gotta gem the crap out of it. And I gotta get my enchant. Oh wait, it's not World of Warcraft. It's World of Warcraft. I gotta put an enchant on it. Colin finally got to play the game. Now that's on Oceanic, servers are up. Are you having the same problem that a lot of people are having with the just the emptiness of it, or is it really bothering you? Were you the one that was talking about that the other day? I know somebody was saying that they got better ping with it and stuff. It's an ongoing battle with myself to want to play with everyone. And like I said, what the great thing is that at least with like the roulettes and stuff, we can still do a lot of stuff together. Just not the expert roulette, which is not too big of a deal. Yeah, I was really happy that you guys came over to Brunhilde. I never really I have an FC here, but it's not like a super active FC, which I don't really want one. Just like you said, just wanting a group to kind of hang out with and do daily roulette's about enough for me. Unless y'all want to start doing crazy stuff, I'll join you. Most of the time is still in Genshin and Fake Go right now. And now this wife game on Discord, right? It's getting bad. Getting too bad. I'm having to stop myself. Like, I'm spending way too much time. AR is at 16 right now, mainly because I finally picked it back up in almost a year of playing it. Drakengard 3 was unforgivable as all hell, but was all worth it. Now, I enjoy games where, like, when I mess up and I get punished for it, but I understand, like, I told myself I knew I was going to do that. I'm fine with that. I just don't like it whenever, especially if there's RNG involved, it really bugs me. Like, for instance, here's a good example. What's that dungeon called? You'll know exactly what I'm talking about because you hate it to death. The dungeon with the ends, the ends dungeon. We need to do our expert anyways. If you do you want to do expert? Shoot, wrong one. Brain, please work, brain. The Dead End dungeon here. There is a boss. The second boss of this dungeon is this big robot that puts down these stupid AoEs, and we'll probably get it. If you want to do it, we'll probably get it. But there's this point where they do like these circle AoEs, and it's really obvious where you need to go for the first part of it. So there's circle AoEs, you walk the pattern, you're good. And with all the bosses in this game, they all have like, they go through like a sequence of AoEs and damages effects that they do. And then they typically, once you've learned each of the mechanics, what they do is typically they'll have the boss go into like a second and then maybe sometimes a third phase where they'll start pairing the AoEs that it does. So you learn them in the first run, and then you have to learn to deal with them both at the same time in the second run. Well, that second boss of this dungeon will sometimes have this AoE that they put on everybody, and then they have the other AoE that's forcing you to go to this pattern, and sometimes two people go the same direction, and you're just screwed. You're dead. I don't like that. I don't like where it's kind of, it just happens, and then you're just dead. It's never fun, and it never feels like you made a mistake. It feels like either you as a pair or randomness made a mistake, and that stuff bugs me. Learning patterns is fun. I don't like when the patterns get too much. Let me see what I can put on this real quick before we start. Are you already switched? I'll be quick. Take me like 30 seconds. Yeah. What can I put in it? Equipped. This. I can't put direct in it. Crit? Am I putting crit? I think I'm done crit. Crit. Yeah, I'm done crit. Do. Do I have crits? I have a crit. One. Give me another one. That one. This is why I do healer. This is why I keep kicking people out of the healing position every day for my roulettes, is because I need these. It's free materia. It's great. Equip. And then when I get to the point where my gear is all decked out, that's when I start selling it. And they sell pretty good. Nice. All right. Now, despite the fact that Adrian doesn't want it, hopefully we get that stupid dead-end dungeon. Because I want my bird. Oh, no instant Q? We need tanks. Warspite needs to go tank. Either that or we got somebody guilt trip Chris until he comes back, because he's the one that tanks all the time. Oh, look at there. We got it. Look, I just explained it. Now you all get to see it.
Once upon a time,
bird. I'm getting my bird. This right here. I'm going to get this bird right here.
That fell to pestilence.
Look at it. Everybody look at the bird. It's going to be mine.
The more its people
Come on, bird. I'm going to mark the bird.
The more they suffer.
Bird number one. Bird number one. Bird number one. Bird number one. Oh, gosh. All right, focus. Focus on the deeps. Oh, I'm letting them. There we go. We're in action. Gonna make sure I don't get hit by anything, so Adrian doesn't have to heal me. Boomy. Oh man, I did my AoE. Oh, you gotta heal a paladin too. Woof. I honestly don't know if there's anything wrong with paladins. I wasn't, darn it, I wasn't enjoying my paladin at all.
But therefore,
I really don't want to have to raise a warrior, but they look way too OP. It's so funny y'all get to watch Adrian suffer in this dungeon. I know he hates it. Unless he's just really good at making fun of the fact that he doesn't like it. I agree though. Like, besides the last boss, all these bosses suck. The first boss sucks. The second boss is like the worst boss. Well, besides the trials, the second boss is like the worst boss in the game so far right now. Besides the bosses in Arm Vale. Besides the bosses in Arm Vale, this is the first and last boss of Arm Vale. Literally the worst boss. But the last boss is like super easy. The last boss is a joke. But the last boss is like really bad if you don't know what you're doing. Like if you're like new to it and stuff, it's just really bad. And it took me probably a good 3 times of doing it before I mastered it. And now it's just like really easy. But I'm also DPS, and healing is completely different. Healing sucks in the idea that you have to watch hard while you're watching the mechanics, whereas DPS, you're just pressing buttons while you're running around. Alright, first terrible boss. Come on, you got this, Adrian. We're good. You're gonna get me a bird. And it's all gonna be worth it when we get that bird. Please reach it. Remember to stack the Doritos. Always stack the Doritos. You know, the other cool thing with your case, Ruby, is like you get to watch us die a bunch doing these fights, so that eventually when you come in here to do them, you're gonna be like, I know this fight. The one where Adrian keeps dying on the pounces. Stack the Doritos. He almost started walking away. I was gonna smack him. Oh, he's a Reaper too. This stuff should be dying fast as hell. I'm just gonna rock this place. Crap, I'm in the wrong spot. Oh, first over here first. And go. Gosh, I'm in that drought phase of the Reaper. There we go. Tank Buster. Don't rescue the tank. I'm never gonna let that one down. Never gonna let it down. Oh, you piece of garbage. Big AoE. Oh, no, that stupid thing. Come on, let me in there one more time and I can finish him off. Back to Doritos. Done. Done.
And the very last
GG.
wish they had
Alright, now
never
the terrible boss.
at all.
She's still number 1, though. Nobody take the marker off. Take care, Robert. Thanks for dropping by.
In a faraway place, a brilliant star
Bird,
eradicated
bird. Oh, the
disease
bird. No, go back. Number 1.
before destroying the self-same lives it had saved.
Just like the bird's running off the marker. Do we have somebody new here? I wonder if either of these two are new here, because they're probably gonna think that you have to mark him with the 1 for some reason. Like, yeah, somebody is gonna be marking it, and somebody's gonna be like, "Why are you marking the bird with the number 1?" He's like, "I thought you had to keep an eye on where you were at. I didn't know. I thought that you had to mark them." I mean, it'd be like the old classic World of Warcraft days. You remember, like the Molten Core, when you would tell people that they had to go up in that little lava crack behind the boss, and it would like unlock something, or there's a chest up there or something. It's that kind of stuff. Just make up bullcrap. It was like a I don't know, what's the word, a ritual that you have to do for the newcomers. Gosh, what was his name? Trying to think of that boss in Molten Core. Geddon something. Something Geddon. Molten Geddon? Any World of Warcraft players know what I'm talking about?
Ever greater freedoms, no matter the cost.
I think he dropped the shoulders? The tier 1 shoulders? Oh, hey, I'm getting aggro. I'm sorry.
They tried to buy peace with fire
Still marked
and
good.
steel.
You're number 1. You're number 1. Come join my minion harem. Slash flirt and slash charm. I don't know how depth charm works yet, so I'm not doing that one yet. I got the other ones. Wrong button. So one of the two of you said that you were starting Sage. Was that you, War? Are you liking it? Or have you gotten much of a chance to mess with it? Curious to get your guys' opinion on it. I don't, like I said before, I don't like it. I really want, I love it. I think it's fun. I don't have any confidence in it whatsoever. I guess I suck at it. It's probably a me problem. Here's the fun boss. Here's the fun boss. Do I have a marker that's like condescending in some way that I can use on this thing? Signs. Yeah, right here. Number 1 of no. He's number 1 of no. Pay attention, War. This is the worst fight in the entire game right now. Okay, I'm gonna stand right here. Go off. The last couple times I've been getting hit by those stupid beams because I wait too long. Him. here's a stupid thing that makes you walk around in a circle. This is the easy part. This is the easy part, and this is the easy part. It's the next time it does it that it's just infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. I don't even mind going around the circle. I know some people don't like that part. I'm perfectly fine with it. I usually get on the other side, so now I'm all mixed up. I usually go to the left. Maybe I spoke too soon. When it gets to the where the beams come out at the same time, it kind of sucks. There. Got it. Alright, back to the back. Send it goes off. Thank you. Knockback's easy. Got this part. Don't even need arm's length. You can use it there, though. Alright, here's the fun part. I hate this part. I hate it a lot. And this guy's with me right now, so that's not good. Let's try to get away from him. I got hit by something. Don't know how. Don't come near me. Oh, that was you. You could have come near me. Oh, no. See, you probably got the bad RNG, didn't you? Case in point. That part sucks. It always has and always will. Alright, so I'm going to go over here so you can heal from this. Don't walk away. You're getting healed. Tank Buster, getting away. Heal here. Come on, get some healing in. God, this Billy sucks so much. It doesn't heal crap. I'm gonna die from this decimation. Oh, I didn't die. He must have guarded us. Great, thank you so much. Hoping that I can get that limit break in there, but we're gonna have to wait till this ends. I don't know if I can live from the AoE at the end. So I gotta pump some damage. Oh no, I shouldn't have moved. I shouldn't have moved. I knew it. It kind of fakes you out because you kind of wonder which one's gonna go off first. He's got it. He's a paladin. We'll just walk back. Quite stupid. You enjoy Sage a lot, but the problem I have is I won't unlock any gear until Endwalker. Really? Not even the Tombstone vendor. There's a I don't know that they have any gear for it, honestly. If you go to
what is the point? There were none
any of the major cities to their Aetherite crystal, like New Gridania, there's a vendor like just like right next to it that sells stuff for these tombstones. Check to see if they have any gear. If not, I can probably craft you some stuff. Because it starts at 70, right? I can probably craft you a whole set at 70.
Father still existed a star without strife.
I think you probably can get healing gear easy because obviously you're a healer, but you just need probably a weapon, right? I can probably craft you a weapon. Which level did you get your Sage to so far? Can I see it? I can't look at it here. Okay, craft this. All right. We don't have the other DPS with us, but I'll do it. I got it. I can do this. I ain't scared. I got big boy pants. Technically, I'm a cat girl, but still, I got big cat girl pants. Don't judge. I don't know how I just lost that rotation, but it's fine. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Target something, please. Thank you. Yeah, I think, and that's the funny thing, because when I first started my Sage, I was confused at first, then I kind of transitioned into, holy crap, this class is like kind of OP. And like I said, when I got into...
What its people had gained from ease, they lost.
I want to say... Endwalker in general, I started realizing that there was a problem. And like I said before, it's not in dungeons, it's not in trials. Now, granted, I have not done any Endwalker beyond trials. I'm terrified to do anything Endwalker trial-wise. Or raid-wise. It's strictly wall-to-wall dungeon pulls. I can't keep the tanks alive ever, and I just don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. That's the problem. And again, I guess it really comes in the idea that obviously when it's wall-to-wall pulls, there's a lot of damage going to the tank. And what is the concept of a Sage? Is you are preventing damage, you're reducing damage, or you're shielding from damage, you're reducing damage, and then you're damaging to heal. It's the damage to heal does not do enough, and the reductions don't offset the fact that the potency heals is sucky. And again, I can totally see Sage, because they're saying that Sage is really doing well in raids and stuff. I can totally see it being a thing where it just scales better than any other class. Like, if you get, like, some crit and stuff and direct hit on a Sage, materia, some high-level gear, that suddenly the scaling just shoots up. It makes sense to me. That's why I think I'll be shelving my healer or my Sage until I get, like, a really good set, and then I'll try it out again. Which I'm pretty much there. Alright. Adrian's second favorite boss. It should still be at 70. Didn't they give you a starting set, though? I thought you said you were having a problem with gear. Didn't they give you a starting set? Or they only give you, like, just the armor so that you look like a Sage?
Most gentle of beasts.
Oh, I didn't get my thing started up. You already buffed, so I'll leave it. I don't think the buff stacks. So I'll take second shift on the Shroud buff. 3, 2, 1, and go. Alright, prance time.
Was as painless as it was beautiful.
I'm going that way. No, I went the wrong way. I just made fun of this dungeon. Don't be messing up, Andrew. I blame the chat. Well, everybody got hit by it. Ooh, this is gonna be a fun dungeon. Oh no! 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 Yeah, no! Bring it! Bring it! I ain't scared. No! Y'all? Do I need to put the magic Dorito on my head? I think I have to put the magic Dorito on my head. Yeah, I'll put the Dorito on my head. I normally don't like putting the Dorito on my head because it'll totally be the one time I do something wrong. And then I'll feel like super bad. Not that one. That's not the Dorito. That's the ground marking Dorito. Signs. There we go. The Dorito. Is waifu game NFT simulator? No, I don't see. Besides the fact that the content itself is stored on a server, no, I don't see anything in there that's similar. Unless you're pumping some major money into it, then you might as well invest in NFTs. I don't know that I'm allowed to talk about NFTs anymore. I somehow managed to anger somebody about our discussion about cryptocurrency. Like the first time I ever talk about it.
So they created the
First
kindest,
time.
most gentle of beasts.
And Chris looked at me with these eyes like, "You're gonna talk about that? Don't talk about that." I'm like, nobody cares. Nope. Shame on me. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, here comes a prancing. Follow the Dorito.
And its gift was
Is he gonna go right here? You gonna jump right here? Seriously? Which direction? Left. He still got hit by it. He's following me. He's followed me and he still managed to get hit by it. Don't blame me. Do not blame me. I didn't get hit. You got too close to the edge and you're about to break.
bathed in its golden glow. They all slept happily ever after.
Where's your butterflies? They're right here. Okay. Stay in here. Stacky stack. Oh no! Why do you fall over? Left side's going blank. Away from the left side. There you go. I don't even know how delayed the stream is for you, so I hope the callouts happen. Big AoE hitting us. There's a heal from me. There you go. I don't know how well that heals. I've heard it's OP, so I try to use it as much as possible. Branson. This way. No, you gotta stand on me, dude. It's like, okay, cool. He's going this way. Let me follow him. And he like gets to. No, don't go to the Dorito. Don't follow the Dorito now. Where's the Dorito going? Come back, Dorito. Make sure to watch for his wings. He's gonna do the wing at the same time. Side, okay. Okay. I was afraid the tank got a debuff. That dooms you. Do that. Big AoE. Tank Buster or Wing next? Oh, big AoE again. Tank Buster. Poor tank. He's trying to follow me, but I don't think he's... I don't know. I guess the hit... Maybe it's the lag or a hitbox. Missing it. We good. Thought he was going to do his wing one more time. One last time. Fine then. I ain't going to give you no calm, you Reaper. No bird. I totally forgot. You should have reminded me. I forgot there was no bird. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Alright, what else before I call it? Yes, that dungeon does hurt. But I need my bird. We can't not do the dungeon until I get my bird. Of course, we're going to keep doing it because roulettes. I usually get Smeltron, too. That's the weird thing. I usually always get Smelton. I'd probably say 9 out of 10 times I get Smelton. I rarely get the other one, the Sigma. Very rarely get Sigma. I'm in the wrong spot. Going this way. Look, you ditching real quick so you can go check out your waifus. Triad Trader? Yes. Take my stuff. It's out of my bag. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Think I'm good. Yeah, I think that's all I need to do. All right, folks. Thanks all everybody for dropping by and chatting. I actually got a lot of fun talking today. Love it. I don't know if I'm just overly talky right now or what, because I haven't been recording as many videos this last week than as I have been for the last, like, month. Tomorrow's Dress Up Darling, and I could be Sailor Uniform, so look for those videos. I also got a news video that I'm putting together here soon that'll get up as well, probably Sunday morning. And, yeah. As always, in the Discord, for those that are watching that have not already, in our description for this video, there is a Discord link. Make sure to join that. And if you are of adult age, definitely welcome you to go check out the waifu games, because we're having a lot of fun with that. Just be advised, adult content. But, yeah, thanks for all dropping by. Y'all take care.